Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Power Yoga. Yes, a 60-minute power vinyasa yoga practice. And for this class, we're going to be doing what I'm calling flowing back bends. So of course in yoga, there's a number of different back bends that you can do. And in yoga, back bends are heart openers. So you can consider just really kind of opening up and expanding this portion of your body. But I've put together a sequence that's going to make our sequences just really flow, our back bends really flow. So here are some props that you may want to use for your practice. I always like to grab a couple of blocks. I always have blocks nearby. Sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, but I think we will be using them this time for this practice. It's going to help with a particular pose that we'll be doing, and I know I'll be using the blocks. That's about it. Something else you may want to have, which I don't have at the moment, is maybe like a towel or a blanket, something soft to kneel on, because there is a pose that we're going to be doing some kneeling, and if you just need some extra comfort for your knees, that'd be great. And if you don't have anything like that nearby, you can always just fold your mat underneath you, or just place or at least something like this. You can just kind of fold your mat toward yourself, something like that, to make a little extra cushioning. Okay, so I think that's it. Let us begin. So we'll start in mountain pose. So go ahead and stand near the top of your mat with your feet about hip distance apart. Toes are pointing forward, just to create a solid foundation for yourself, a sense of balance and centering. And as you're settling in, you may take a few deep breaths in and out, perhaps breathing in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or exhale through your mouth. Do that several times just to get reacquainted with your breathing. This is a great way just to settle in, get ready for your practice, and just letting go of the things that are going on around you and outside of you, so you can pay more attention to what's going on inside of you. Flowing back bends today. Heart openers. So if there's something that you'd like to think about as far as your intention in regards to heart opening, you can just bring that to mind now. Maybe you want to open your heart because you need to receive something. Or you're feeling overabundant and you want to open your heart to give, to share, to help. Very good. Just continue with slow, steady breaths in and out. As you breathe in, you may feel the breath rising to fill up your lungs and really feel that expansiveness in the chest and heart space, since we are doing heart openers. Then exhaling, draw your navel inward towards your spine, just a nice engagement and awareness of your center body. A few more times like that. So you might inhale, feel a lengthening in your spine, growing a little taller, expanding through the lungs and heart space. As you exhale, engage the abdominal muscles lightly, drawing navel in and slightly up towards spine, connecting to center. And take about 3 more breaths in and out like that. When you're ready to move, inhale and extend your arms all the way up into the air. Big stretch, reach high. And exhale, fold forward. So we're hinging at the hips, bending your knees as much as you need to. And just take your time as you make your way down towards your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up the legs, maybe to your shins or knees, to extend your spine so you're flat and perhaps horizontal or parallel to the floor here. Just hold here for a few seconds. Breathing in and out. As you inhale, continue that long straight line you're creating in your body. Maybe the top of your head is pointing and leading you forward. Your hips and tailbone feel like they're moving to the wall behind you. As you exhale, draw belly up, in this case, towards your spine to stabilize. Take another breath in. Exhale, let's soften. Bend the knees, fold, and let your back round. Let's hold here for a few moments. Kind of the opposite of back bends. So kind of this rounded back feeling, almost a closure of the heart space. Now let's shift the weight back into the heels, bend your knees, Feel like you're sitting down into a low chair. Look forward. That should extend your spine as well. Take your arms out to the side and then stand up nice and tall. Reach up into the air, drawing a strong straight line throughout your body. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Pause here for a moment. Take a couple breaths. You might even roll your shoulders a couple times. Let's do that same sequence again. Whenever you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms out and up, get tall, reach high. Exhale, fold forward, good hinge of hips, bent knees, make your way down. Let's inhale, slide hands up the legs, extending the spine, just coming to parallel to the floor. We'll hold on the exhale, a nice right angle as best as you can, flat like a tabletop. Same thing, a nice energetic inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to draw belly up towards spine to engage. Let's inhale again, and exhale, refold. Notice the changes in the body, soft knees, rounded back, even that heaviness, gravity drawing you downward through the crown of your head towards the floor. Shifting weight into the heels, bend your knees, look forward, sweep your arms out to the side, and continue standing tall. Reach up into the air, both arms, and then exhale, bring both arms back down by your side. Very nice. Let's hold here. Let's take another moment here of just some circles with the shoulders. Roll them back a few times, even forward, just to get into shoulders, chest, upper back, and neck. You can even add a few neck movements just by moving your head. Let's do this, maybe side to side, ear to shoulder a few times. And then, like you're shaking your head no, carefully, just side to side like this, looking to the left and to the right. And then down and forward. You don't have to look up necessarily, just down and forward. Just very gentle, very mild neck movements. All right, let's continue our flow, continuing with our sun salutation as we warm up the body. Inhale, take both arms up, reach high. Feel like your chest is lifting you up, a mild back bend right there. Exhale, swan dive forward, coming all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway or just extend the spine. You don't have to come up to parallel. Exhale, bend your knees, let your back round, place your hands on your mat, and walk or step or even jump both feet back into plank pose. Just the top of a push-up. We'll take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips up into the air. Our shortcut to downward facing dog. Settle in, some adjustments with your feet, perhaps your hands. Let's pay attention to the hands for a moment. Spread out your fingers so they're pretty wide, creating a strong base. Push firmly into the floor with your hands. Feel the arms fire up, your shoulders, upper back. And if it feels okay to you, even sink your chest down towards the floor. And just notice where you feel this. For me, I feel this in my upper back. I feel this in my shoulders. But it's a nice opening for the chest as well. You'll take a breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet, returning to the top of the mat to forward fold. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Shift your weight into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come up to standing, reach high. Let's keep this moving. As you exhale, sit back and down into chair pose or chair-like position. Weights in the heels. See if you can tap your toes. Hips feel like they're moving to the back edge of your mat. You'll find balance by reaching out and forward with your arms. Let's breathe in. Then exhale, diving forward once again. Forward fold. Inhale, extending the spine, flat back. Exhale, bent knees, rounding the spine, hands to the floor. Walk, step, or hop both feet back, plank pose. Breathe in. This exhale will lower ourselves by bending elbows. Come down to Chaturanga Dandasana, strong straight line. Inhale, push into the floor with your hands to straighten your arms, to lift your chest, to look forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, then hips into the air, downward facing dog. Once again, settle in, hold for a moment. Let's pay attention to the feet. You'll probably be on your toes. This frees up the heel so that you can pedal the feet. So press one heel down, then the other. So as one heel presses down where the other heel can lift, feeling the stretch through your toes and your calves. Let the knees bend, let your hips shift side to side, and maybe just two more on each foot. And we'll continue our flow.
Come back to down dog, and then inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reaching long behind you. As you exhale, let's step right foot to the top of the mat. Let's turn left heel to the floor behind you. Put some weight back there on that back foot. Extend your torso out over your thigh. Then inhale, rise up. As you do this, reach arms up and even look up and tap your fingertips together at the top. And exhale, fold. Coming down, bring the hands back down to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Bend elbows. Let the elbows squeeze in towards ribs as you lower yourself down in a straight line. Inhale, upward facing dog. This also can be cobra. This is a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just settle in, and we're going to move right away to our lunges. Inhale, extend left leg up, reaching back energetically through your toes. Exhale, left foot now to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor. Find that balance. Extend torso out over left thigh. Rise up, reach up into the air. Let fingertips touch at the top as you look up at the fingers. And then fold. Hinging, coming down, hands plant into the mat. Let's step the left foot back, meeting the other. Finish your flow, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So a little different variety in our warrior one. From here, we're going to go down to our back bend of bridge pose. So you can just kneel down to take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat so you have some room behind you. And then roll down, lying down. Once you're down, go ahead and bend your knees, plant your feet into the ground. And just take a few breaths. Let the back really soften and melt into the ground before we move into the back bend. A few breaths. So bridge pose is a nice starting position or starting point for our back bend practice. When you're ready, start filling up your lungs with a nice inhale. Exhale to empty your belly, feel that engagement, and then peel your hips away from the floor, rising up. Then, if you can, get your shoulders underneath you. Kind of wiggle the upper body left and right several times to get your arms and shoulders a bit underneath you. That creates more of that heart-opening expression and more of that back bend feel. Now you can bend your elbows. I like to do this. It helps to stabilize my body in this posture, especially when I squeeze shoulder blades together and press down into the ground with the arms. And I feel like I can lift and hold that lift a little higher and a little longer. Several breaths. And as you're able, really breathe into your heart space. 3 more breaths here. We'll be doing a variety of back bends today in different styles. All right, when you're ready, wiggle your toes forward a little bit. We're making space so we can get out of the pose. Extend both arms up into the air, releasing the shoulders, and then bring your hips back down to the floor. Extend your legs out in front of you and reach your arms behind you just to extend and lengthen. Couple breaths here, reaching in these opposite directions. And then go ahead and hug both knees in towards chest. Start to rock forward and back. Enough energy here. With a good exhale, whenever you're ready, rock your way up to seated so we can come to boat pose. We're not going to be here too long. Nice long spine, but at an angle so you're kind of leaning back. Hold on to the legs so you have some stability in the pose. Even flex your feet to energize the legs. Nice long spine. Inhale. Exhale, engage. We're going to move on this next breath. Inhale first. And exhale, cross legs, hands in front. Hop or step back, plank pose. Hold plank. Take a shortcut to down dog. Bend the knees, hips into the air. Here we go. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. We're going to bend the knee, bring the heel down towards backside, lifting the knee up towards the ceiling. Bit of a twist here. A little hip opener. Notice that in the hips. Inhale again. Exhale to unwind. Step right foot to the top of the mat. Landing, and then turn left heel to the floor. Make sure it's grounded back behind you there. Extending torso out over thigh. Inhale. Same thing with our warrior one. Reach up, touch fingertips, look up. Then exhale, open this to warrior two. So your heart opens towards the left side of the room as your arms come down to parallel. I like to take my feet a little wider in this pose to lunge a little deeper. Nice
energy throughout the arms as they are parallel to the ground. Let's go a little deeper. Let's go into side angle, so reaching forward. Rotate the arm so your right arm comes down, left arm reaching up. Holding for several breaths, just a little hip opener here. And we'll take a breath in. Exhale, let's turn to bring the hands to the floor. Step back into plank pose, pause for a second. And then another shortcut to downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up now. Bend the knee, bring heel down towards backside. A bit of a twist, so sending the knee up towards the ceiling. Just to the point where you feel some opening in the hip here. A twist in the spine. Be sure your hands are pressing firmly into the ground. That will stabilize the upper body. Take another breath in. Exhale, unwind it, step through for the lunge, landing up top there. Right heel plants into the floor. Make sure this torso extended long. Then hinge your way up. Touch fingertips above you. Look up. Exhale, opening here to Warrior Two. Settling into the lunge. Adjust the feet if you need to. Here we are. And then side angle, reaching forward, angled upper body, rotate the arms. While left arm reaches towards the ground. Right arm can reach up, energy through the fingertips, both ends. And we're taking a breath in. Our exhale to turn. Let's bring hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose, hold. Straight line. And then gently bring the knees to the floor. This is where you may want to pad the knees because we're going to be here for a moment. If you need to or want to, pad the knees and hands. Stay in this tabletop posture. Tap your right foot and then just swing the right foot off to the right side. It's really, I call it a kickstand. It's for balance and stability. Lean over towards that right side, right hand and right knee, so you can extend the left leg back. So basically just lifting the knee, extending the leg, and stay on your toes on the floor. Keep leaning to your right so you can open up sideways, just like this. So just basically a side plank pose, we just have the knee on the ground. And just for a nice alignment, make sure the hip bone is right over the knee, and that right foot just at the proper angle so you feel balanced and stable. Nice reaching sensation of left hand in the air. Let's go a little further with this. You're going to take your left arm overhead, reach, extend through your fingertips, flex the left foot, and then lift it. Just a few inches off the floor is fine. And reach in these opposite directions, a straight line. Breathe in, and let's exhale to bring left hand and left knee back down to the floor. Let's bring the right kickstand back in. While we're here, let's take cat and cow. Starting with the cow movement, which is a back bend. Inhale to look forward, arching the back. That's the back bend. Exhale, round it all out. Cat. Navel pulls up towards spine, the curvature in the spine. And do that a few more times, being aware that your cow pose, the inhale, is a back bend. And then round it out. A good undulation through the spine. Feel that rocking sensation through the pelvis. Finish this breath that you're on and take two more. Go at your own pace. And then you'll finish in stillness in this tabletop position. We'll do the other side. So you might tap your left foot, swing the left foot off to the left side to make your kickstand. That can always change as far as stability is concerned. Start shifting weight into left hand and left knee so you can extend the right leg back, lifting the knees, just straighten the leg, keep toes on the ground for now. Keep leaning to your left so you can open up your body towards the right side of the room. So your heart is facing forward, right hand reaching into the air. Just find that balance. Very strong posture. And then we'll extend it. So reach right hand overhead, reach through the fingertips, flex the right foot to energize the leg. That might make it easier for it to float up into the air a few inches. Keep reaching in these opposite directions through the lifted limbs. Let's breathe in, and the exhale to return to the earth with the right hand and right knee. Bring kickstand back in. Take 3 breaths, cat and cow. Go at your own pace. Inhale to move into cow. Exhale takes you into cat. Go at your own pace.
And when you're complete, once again, just come to a neutral tabletop posture. Just hold there in stillness. Find the breath. Let's return to down dog. You might step your hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes under, lift your knees and hips, downward facing dog. Let's just do a quick flow here. Inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist open. When you exhale, unwind it, step through. Right foot to the top, left heel plants into the floor, find the balance. Extended torso, inhale, rise up, fingertips touch at the top, look up. Exhale, open warrior two. Once you're here, find it, and then right away to side angle. Reach forward, rotate the arms, right hand down, left hand up, maybe over your head if you like. Breathing in, reaching more through this left hand. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Come down this time, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Other side when you're ready, go at your own pace. Inhale, extend left leg up, bend and twist open. Let's exhale to unwind it, step through, landing at the top, right heel plants into the floor, long torso, inhale, float up, touch fingertips, look up, exhale, open warrior two, arriving, and then side angle, reach forward, rotate the arms, left hand down, right hand up, maybe over your head for the side body stretch, inhale, and our exhale to turn, bring both hands to the ground, step back, plank pose, finish your sequence. All the way through. There's your back bend. And then downward facing dog. Hold for a moment in down dog. Full breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet to the top of the mat to forward fold. Inhale, extending spine, lengthening. Exhale, fold. Let's hold forward fold once again, kind of that opposite of the back bends. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up, reach up. And then exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Excellent. Alrighty, feel free to get a sip of water if you'd like. I'm just going to adjust my mat. So that was our nice little warm-up there, just kind of getting into our sequencing. And we're just going to continue. So we're going to be moving into, this is called extended mountain pose for obvious reasons. This is mountain pose, extended mountain pose just because the arms are in the air. But when we go up, just as we did with the warrior ones, we're going to take the arms up, look up, and just slightly arch back. See how I'm arching back a little bit? It doesn't have to be far at all. So I'm just going to call that kind of like our standing back bend, okay? Just to start the flow, okay? And then listen very carefully once we get to the forward fold, okay? Let's find our mountain pose together. Take a breath or two. Here we go. Inhale, reach arms up, look up, touch fingertips, lean back a bit. Even feel like your heart is lifting up towards fingertips. Exhale, swan dive. Bend your knees. It's okay if the back rounds right here. Listen, we're going to inhale, extend spine. Listen right here, exhale, folding, bending. Place hands on the floor. Step just your left foot back, left foot way back. So we're in this lunge. Set left knee onto the floor. We're going to kind of rise up like we were doing warrior one. So we're in this deep lunge, so knee is on the floor. Arms are coming up, reach up, touch fingertips, look up. So we're here. Exhale, hinge, fold. Hands to the floor, tuck toes underneath you, behind you. Lift that back knee. Take this to down dog. Extend right leg up into the air. Bend and twist. Now if you're able, flip this over into wild thing. Just creating another back bend, a kind of a twisted back bend. Here. Now you don't have to do this. You can just do that hip opener. Inhale if you're in the back bend. Exhale, flip it back over, right hand down, right leg up into the air, right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Rising high. Touch fingertips. Opening, warrior two. Side angle, reach out. Rotate the arms, follow left arm overhead, reach. Inhale here. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So a little bit of different sequencing there. Let's walk or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. We're just going to do the other side. So as you're folding, let the knees bend. You're going to step your right foot back, way back onto the mat. So we're in this wide stance. Set the right knee down. This is basically called Anjaneyasana, kind of this deep lunge. Okay, with knee on the floor, hands come up, touch fingertips, look up. Fold, bring hands to the floor, tuck toes underneath you so you can lift the knee. Sweep this left foot back and up, down dog. Bend and twist open, stay here, or flip the dog. Wild thing. Lifting up, so it's a back bend, a twisted back bend. Breathe in, exhale, flip it back over, left hand down, left leg up, left foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. So we're coming all the way up. Reach up, touch fingertips, look up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Right away, side angle. Rotate the arms, right hand reaching up and overhead, extending. Breathe in. And our exhale, turn. Hands to the floor. Step back, plank, come on down. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nicely done. Okay, let's go back to that deep lunge or Anjaneyasana. So just go ahead and inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Right foot to the top of the mat. Stay here in the runner's lunge. And while you're in this lunge, you're just going to kind of scoot this left leg back a little bit more. So you're getting much more distance between the feet. Then set the left knee down. You can flatten this foot, so you're on the top of the foot here. Shift the weight back so the hands can easily come up, reach up into the air, touch fingertips. But as you're doing so, you can lunge a little deeper and kind of back bend here. I've folded my fingers here. You can do that too. So you're in this lunging back bend. Release fingers, fold, bring hands to the floor. Okay, listen carefully. You're going to tuck your toes behind you. See how my left hip is way out in front of the left knee? I need to shift the weight back so that hip bone is over left knee. Make a kickstand with the left foot. Because this right foot's just going to sweep back and up. I need to scoot forward a little bit. And back so we can easily just kind of flow open into this side plank pose, like so. Follow me here. Reach through the hand and foot in these opposite directions. Then bend your right knee. Bring your heel towards backside, and then reach back with this right hand to see if you can touch or even grab hold of the foot that's behind you. And now we've kind of created this sideways back bend. And you can do so by sending your belly and belt buckle kind of forward towards the right side of the room, while your head kind of tips backward towards the left side of the room. Release it to re-extend and lengthen, and then just bring hand and knee back down to the floor. Bring the kickstand back in. Do 2 breaths, cat and cow. 2 breaths. So we can get a little curvature in the spine when we move into cat, and you can do that a second time. Return to neutral. Step hands forward a little bit. Tuck toes underneath, lift knees and hips, downward facing dog. Let's do the same thing other side now. So that deep lunge or Anjaneyasana, left leg extends up into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, runner's lunge. I'm going to scoot this right leg or right foot farther back. I almost feel like I'm trying to move into the splits, but of course not doing that. But just wide apart there so I can really get into this deep lunge. Set the right knee down. Lengthen the foot so you're on the top of the foot. Stepping the hands back so I can easily float up like so. Reach up. Go ahead and interlace fingers. Look up. Lunge a little deeper. Arch back slightly. So we got this lunging back bend. So this is Anjaneyasana. Now when we go through the sequence, we'll be flowing through it. But this is the posture. So here's that back bend. Okay, let's release it. Bring the hands to the floor. Tuck your toes. Let's align the right hip over right knee. So pull back. Make a kickstand with the right foot. I'm just moving my left hand to the inside of this left foot so I can just sweep this left leg back, opening up sideways to my side plank pose here. Lengthen left arm overhead, reach to the fingertips. That left foot's lifted and energized. We're extending first before we create the back bend. Bend the right knee, bring it towards backside, reach back, see if you can, even if you're not touching, just kind of catching the air, that's fine, because it still kind of creates that back bend, okay? Or if you can, grab hold of the ankle or the top of the foot and send the foot behind you towards the right side of the room while your heart, your hips are moving to the left side of the room. And there's that back bend, sideways back bend we'll call it. Let's release it to re-extend it. Turn, let's bring hands to the floor. Hand to knee, kickstand comes back in, tabletop. 2 breaths, cat and cow. We're going to take a little pause in a second, just to relieve the back a little bit. Just sit back into child's pose. I like to take my knees a little wider and then sit back. Extending arms out front. You can let your forehead come all the way down to the floor. I typically bring in a block right here. And just settle in so there's a bit of a relaxation moment. Some extension through the spine. Just creating a little bit more space, just in case there may have been felt some compression in the low back, so we certainly want to decompress. Okay, we're going to add another back bend in a moment, but first just take your time here in child's pose. About 3 more breaths here. Take your time. You can stay here longer if you need to. And then slowly come back up to hands and knees. If the knees are far apart, bring them a little closer together so they're underneath your hips. Sit back gently onto heels just to get off your hands to hero pose, but then immediately lift yourself up here like so. So your hips are over the knees. We're going to move into camel pose, or just a variation of the pose. We're going to keep it mild. You can keep the feet flat like this, or tuck your toes so the heels are a little higher, and you might have a little bit more stability here too. So with your hands, I like to take my hands, make fists, and place them on my low back. And there's an action of pushing down, so like I'm pushing my pelvis downward, and then slightly forward. The down movement is with an inhale. As I push down with the fists, I'm extending through the spine, feeling tall. That's our inhale. Exhale, gently push forward with the fists, and gently tip back or lean back. Look up, send your sternum, okay, or the high portion of your chest. Feel like there's a string attached to the sternum and it's being drawn upward. So you can keep this mild as far as your back bend. You can certainly go deeper if you want to. Let's come back up, soften, sit back towards heels, hands out in front, way out front, spread out your fingers so we can return to a downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine, and fold. Let's hold this forward fold for a moment because this is our relief place for those back bends, drawing and creating a little bit more space in that low back area. Then shift weight into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Coming up, reach high, straight line. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, very nice. Let's start putting some things together here as far as this sequence, because I do have one more segment I need to add on. Okay, so back to mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale, reach into the air, look up, tip back for the mild standing back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Here we go. Inhale, monkey or extended spine. Exhale, fold. Place the fingertips on the floor. Step your left foot back, way back. Slide it back further. Set left knee down. Anjaneyasana. Rise up. Touch fingertips or interlace fingers, look up, lunge deeper, right there. Release it, bring hands to the floor, shift weight back so hip is over left knee, make a kickstand, the right leg kicks back, right leg lifts, right hand reaching overhead. We're sideways here, extending, side plank, bend right knee, catch foot to create the sideways back bend. Did you get all that? Release it, re-extend it. Okay, listen, we're going to bring the right hand down, just the right hand. Keep the right leg in the air. Bring the kickstand back in, tuck your toes. Okay, use that, okay, this left foot and knee to lift yourself up to down dog. Right leg up into the air. Bend and twist. Stay here or flip the dog. Twisted back bend. Breathe in. Exhale, flip it back over, right hand down, right leg up, straight line. Right foot to the top of the mat, warrior one. Tap fingertips, look up. Exhale, open, warrior two. How you doing? Side angle. Rotate, right hand down, let's extend left arm overhead. Get some lengthening through the side of the body. Breathe in. Exhale, turn. Hands to the floor. Step back, plank, come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, that's a portion of the sequence. Let's do the other side. When you're ready, exhale, walk or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend spine. We'll fold here. Now we're stepping the right foot back, way back. Once it's landed, take it farther back. Set the knee down, Anjaneya Asana, kneeling lunge, okay? Arms up, reach up, interlace fingers, lunge deeply, look up, feel the pose. Release, hands to the floor, align hip over knee. Let's swing the left leg back, opening up sideways here. So left arm just kind of sweeps and reaches overhead in that side plank, and then we're bending the left knee so we can catch this foot, making our kneeling back bend or sideways back bend. Release, re-extend, turn. Just bring the left hand to the floor. Keep the left foot lifted. Bring the kickstand back in. Tuck toes. So we can move into our down dog. Left leg extends up into the air. Bend and twist. Stay here or flip the dog. Reach up into the air. Exhale, spin it back over. Left hand down, left leg up, straight line. Left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Reach up, touch fingers. Exhale, open, warrior two. Side angle. Rotate arms, right hand reaching overhead. Turn, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Up dog and downward facing dog. We'll take a brief rest in child's pose. Bring knees to the floor, knees wide. Sit back. 5 to 10 breaths, just for a little break. Get that nice re-extension through the spine. It's lengthening. There might be a slight curve or roundedness, which is fine. We have one more element to add. Let's take 3 more breaths here. We're going to rise back up to hands and knees. Stay here for a moment. If your blocks are nearby, grab your blocks. We're going to place them near the top of the mat. I'm just going to place them for the moment on the right side in front of the mat here. Getting ready for our next segment. Downward facing dog. Hands out front, tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Down dog. Okay, follow me. Inhale, take right leg straight up, reaching back, straight line. Right foot to the top of the mat. Let's go to a warrior one. Let's just keep that same dynamic of reaching up, touch fingertips, look up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Okay, we're going to do a little dynamic switcheroo here. First, we're going to move into side angle. So this right hand is getting a little closer to the floor, just we're going to be a little angled. We're going to take this to half moon. That's why we want those blocks out front there, because we're going to kind of launch ourselves sideways. It's going to be a push from this back leg.
You can watch me and then do it. Okay? So I'm looking at the blocks with a little bend of the knee to launch. I'm pushing, launch, so I can catch myself on the blocks with my right hand. The left leg goes up into the air. I'm sideways still, half moon. We're going to turn this into a back bend. Go ahead and follow me. Just join me here. So right hand's on your stacked blocks, left leg's in the air, and then bend that knee. Just reach back, and it's okay if you can't touch it. Just opening up, kind of like what we did on the floor on our knee. We're going to re-extend, turn, left hand towards the floor, square out the hips, bring left knee in towards chest, which will round the spine, which should feel good. Bring foot to the floor, we're in forward fold. Balance on 2 feet. Go ahead and shift the blocks over to left side. Extend spine. Fold, step or walk both feet back, plank pose. Just go ahead and take a shortcut to down dog here. This is the other side. So left leg extends straight up into the air. Left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. Rise up, reach up, touch fingertips, look up. Warrior 2. Same thing. Settle into your Warrior 2 first. Let's take our side angle. Notice where your blocks are, because we're going to kind of fly out. We're going to end up balancing on left foot. Right leg will fly up into the air. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, use that back foot and knee to help launch. Catch yourself on the blocks. Nice little balancing flow there. Opening up sideways, half moon. Bend the right knee, bring heel towards backside, reach back. And if you can grab or touch the heel or foot, great. If you can see me, probably not. I'm not even touching it, but I'm imagining that I am opening up in this half moon-like back bend. Re-extending the leg and arm. Turn to bring the hand down to the floor, square out the hips. Bend the right knee, bring it in towards chest to round the spine, relieving the low back. Plant the foot into the floor, balanced on 2 feet. I'm just moving my blocks over to the right side again. Okay, follow me, monkey pose. Exhale, step both feet back, plank pose. Stay in plank. Take a shortcut to down dog. Bring knees to the floor. Rise up so we can go to our camel pose. Push pelvis forward. Hands come behind you. Fists. Push down. Lift up through spine. Inhale. Exhale, push forward. Lean back. There's our camel variation. Okay, rise back up out of that back bend. We're going to start to soften coming out of the pose. Hands or fingertips can come to the front. Even lean into the hands, because what you're going to do is going to lift your feet. See, I've lifted my feet. I'm crossing my legs. And then sit back behind the crossed legs and come to boat pose. See that? Breathe in. Then exhale, cross legs. Fold back over. Just kind of flow through, back up onto the hands, step back, plank pose. Okay, so we're going to add that little segment. And I might even throw in one more pose. We'll see. Bend the knees, hips to sky, down dog. Nice extended spine here. Take a breath or two. And then jump, step, or walk, both feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale to extend your spine. And fold. Hold the fold. More relief for the low back. Weights in the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Come to standing, reach high. Exhale, arms down by your side. All right, excellent. Okay, I'm going to adjust my mat one more time, and then we're going to go through the complete sequence here. All righty, a lot of movement of my mat. Okay, get a sip of water. All right, should be ready to go now. Okay, mountain pose. This is our flowing back bend sequence. Got your blocks ready, perhaps just off to the right side in front of your mat. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up into the air, touch fingertips, look up, slight back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Nice forward fold here. Extending spine. As you exhale, place the hands on the floor.
Step your left foot back, way back, slide it back further if you'd like to. Set the knee down, flatten the foot, rise up, Anjaneyasana, lunge deeply, fold fingers, look up. Release, hands to the floor, shifting so the hips are over knee. Open up to the foot for your kickstand, swipe that right leg back, right arm overhead, sideways. Bend the right knee, reach back. Catch the foot if you can. And there's our opening. Okay, our sideways back bend. Release it. Turn. Just bring right hand to the floor. Bring kickstand back in. Tuck toes. Lift the knee. You'll be in down dog. Extend right leg straight up. Bend and twist. Flip the dog. Wild thing. Twisted back bend. Breathe in. Exhale, flip it back over. Right hand down, right leg up. Right foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1. Opening Warrior 2. Side angle. Here comes the new part. We're going to kind of launch ourselves into our half moon. Look at the block. Exhale. Push. Catch. Here we are. Flex the left foot. That'll just energize that left leg. Then bend the knee. Bring heel towards backside. Reach back. See if you can grab hold. You don't have to. The ankle or foot opening up. We'll release it, re-extend it. Turn left hand to the floor, square out the hips. Bend left knee, bring it in towards chest. Set the foot down next to the other, balanced on 2 feet. You can move your blocks to the other side. Extend spine. As you exhale, step right foot back, way back. Find that lunge. Setting the right knee down, lengthen through the foot. Rise high. Anjaneyasana. Fold fingers, look up, lunge deeply. Feel that? Release, hands to the floor, shifting so the hip is over right knee. Swing that right foot off to the right side. Slide left foot back into the air, straight line. Opening up sideways so your left arm can now reach overhead. Sideways. Bend the knee, reach back, catch hold of the ankle or foot. Sideways back bend. Releasing, re-extending. Turn, just bring hand to the floor. Keep the left leg lifted. Tuck toes underneath your right foot. And then rise up to down dog. Left leg's in the air. Bend and twist. Flip the dog. There it is. Wild thing. Exhale, flip it back over. Left hand down, left leg up into the air, straight line. Left foot to the top of the mat, Warrior 1. Touch fingertips. Warrior 2, open. Side angle. Ready for half moon. Look at the blocks. With an exhale, launch. Kick that right leg up into the air sideways. Okay, bend the knee, reach back. It's okay if you don't catch it or touch it. I'm just reaching, I'm touching the air. Re-extending. Turn so you can bring right hand to the floor, square out the hips. Bend right knee, bring it in towards chest. Set the foot down balanced on 2 feet, forward fold. Monkey pose. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step both feet back, plank pose. Come down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Knees to the floor. Briefly to hero. Rise up onto knees, ready for camel. Hands on low back. Push down. Lift up through torso and spine. Inhale. Exhale, push forward, lean back, tip your eyes up or chin up for the back bend. Come back up to neutral. Start to kneel back or sit the hips back. Bring fingertips to the floor in front so you can lean forward. Lift the feet, cross ankles so you can sit back behind the feet. Come to boat pose. I'm going to add a posture here. Couple breaths in boat. Listen, we're going to breathe in just to lift. Exhale, set the heels down. Extend the legs out front. Point your toes. Bring hands behind you with your fingertips pointing toward yourself. Palms on the ground. Bend your elbows. Your back will slightly curve. That actually might feel good. You can't see my elbows. They're bent, but you want to kind of squeeze them towards each other, centering. Tip the chin up. Inhale right where you are. With some leverage, exhale, press hands into the floor, straighten the arms, lifting hips. So we're in reverse plank.
Lifting up through the hips, kind of a straight line in the body. We're not going to be here long. Breathe in. Exhale, take a seat. Return to boat pose. Breathe in again. Exhale, cross legs, hands way out in front. Hop or step back plank, finishing chaturanga. Last one, up dog and downward facing dog. Let's go to the ground. Kneel down to take a seat or hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. Sitting in the center of your mat and roll down onto your back. Let's start by hugging both knees into chest. Maybe some movement here to help massage the low back area. I like to rock left and right. I create circles, so do what feels best for you, what feels good. Let's take a hip opener. How about happy baby pose? Take the legs wide, feet up into the air, holding onto the soles of the feet, holding them there, knees bent, and just drawing them downward, just a slight press downward. And that might also create some release in the low back area. So it wasn't our typical back bends, a lot of lunging back bends. We even had a twisted back bend by moving into Wild Thing. So a different series of back bends today. All right, let's bring the soles of the feet together, set the feet onto the floor, reclining cobbler's pose, holding here. An opportunity to relax a little bit and even check in with your breath. Notice how you feel. Three more breaths. We'll do one more low back relief posture. And that'll be a spinal twist. So when you're ready, you can bring the knees together. Let's go ahead and hug the knees in towards body, not too strongly though. Want to have some room in the low back so you can revolve or twist. And then send both knees over to the left side, down towards the ground. And extend right arm off to the right side. And get that nice twist. Stretching those erector muscles in the low back area. That's those low back muscles that support your low back, especially in positions like back bends and forward folds too. And how about 3 more breaths here? Take your time. And when you're ready, just bring the knees back up to center. Just pause there to realign. And then go ahead and take knees down to the other side. Spinal twist. Knees to the right. Left arm to the left. Settle in. Feel the stretch. And 3 more breaths here. And when you're complete, let's come back up to center. Another hug of the knees in towards the body. If it feels okay, even lift the head and chest up towards knees, creating a little bit of a roundedness in the back if that feels all right. Inhale. As we exhale, let's release
Extend the legs straight out onto the floor. Lie down completely with your upper body. Arms come down by your side. Once you're flat on the ground, take another breath in. Fill up your entire body. And then exhale to completely release and melt into the ground. Settle in. Make any adjustments in the body. Even use props here if you need them. A blanket underneath your head or a rolled up towel underneath bent knees. Whatever feels right for you so you can completely relax these next few minutes. We'll spend some nice quality time in this meditative pose and just focus on your breathing. You can do this with your eyes open just so you can concentrate. You might just focus on something above you on the ceiling, breathing in and out. Or you're welcome to close your eyes, taking your journey inward, still noticing the sound and the feeling of your breath. If you need something to think about, come back to your personal intention if you created one. Something about your heart today, heart opening. It's one of our flowing backbends, our flowing heart openers. Ready to give, ready to receive. Hold here as long as you'd like, feeling completely relaxed. Even that feeling that you could just fall asleep. Whenever you're ready to move, let's just start with breath. Take 5 slow, deep breaths. Really take your time with these breathing motions. Slow, deep breaths, and gently feeling movement return to your body in a subtle way. Then sometime after your 5th breath, it doesn't have to be right after that 5th breath. You might even just pause, take a few more breaths if you'd like. And when the time is right, slowly and carefully roll onto either side of your body. Move in slow motion if you can. Just coming to a nurturing pose. Even holding here for several breaths. And still moving in slow motion, lifting yourself up. Your eyes can remain closed if you'd like. And just intuitively find a comfortable seat. You might cross your legs, you might extend your legs. And just be sure your spine is lengthened, feeling tall and proud in your seat. Your shoulders and arms are relaxed. Hands just resting in your lap or on your knees. And take several breaths and just being aware of the heart center, feeling more expansive, opened. And we'll take one more movement together. Let's inhale, extend both arms up into the air. Reach up, even look up. Exhale, hands come together. Follow your hands down to heart space. Hold in stillness and take another deep breath. Very nice.
And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow saying, Namaste.